Another film I watched recently was the 1969 Elvis Presley vehicle, The Trouble with Girls. It is a complete misnomer. The title has nothing to do with the movie. It's not named after a song, and it's in fact based on a novel called Chautauqua. Chautauqua itself, and I had to look this up, was a movement very prominent in the end of the 19th, early 20th century in the United States, and was championed by President Teddy Roosevelt as a form of traveling, cultural, fair, educational festival to bring inexpensive but palatable things to people in remote towns, culture, education, a greater view of the world. And this particular Chautauqua festival is run by Walter Hale, played by Elvis Presley. He comes to town, and all sorts of things happening, and there's all sorts of various stories going on. There's a couple of children who do a dance routine, who buy some fireworks. There's the ruthless, unpleasant druggist who's having a nasty affair with the woman who works for him. The girl at the hotel falls for Elvis, and he also has a combative relationship with the workers' shop steward, and there's all kinds of other things going on, and guest stars. We have Vincent Price as Mr. Morality, who gives a lecture on what one expects is going to be a kind of fire and brimstone preacher, but is in fact advocating for turning towards higher things and the power of goodness in the world. John Carradine plays an actor who recites elements from Romeo and Juliet, even though he's about 200 years too old. And the whole film is a complete mess. It has almost no structure. It's just a bunch of stuff that happens. Elvis has almost nothing to do. He's in more scenes than any other actor, but his character is almost completely ineffectual. He has, I think, one song in the first 3/4 of the movie, and it's quite short, and it's part of a sort of biblical, gospel barbershop routine. At the end of the movie, well, the other big thing is that 2/3 of the way through the movie, it suddenly turns into a murder mystery. One of the characters is killed, and someone is accused of it, and someone else is clearly guilty. And there's a plan to expose the real killer on the stage as part of the last night of the show. But they have to stall it, and so they put on various musical numbers to try and fill in the time. And the fact that the musical numbers are there literally within the story as filler demonstrates how badly this has been thought out. The fact that the resolution is completely botched. And the final scene has Elvis basically kidnapping an unwilling love interest as he leaves town. It's so badly thought out. Of the at least half dozen Elvis films I've seen, this is by some margin the worst. It's completely dishonest with its title. It's not an Elvis vehicle. It's actually based on a novel that had been developed as a script over the previous decade. Dick Van Dyke was touted as being a potential lead, which I think might have worked a lot better. It's a real mess. It's a film with no coherent story, no central structure of any kind. It takes for granted the notion that the audience knows what the Chautauqua was. I had to look it up. I have never heard of it. It's really astonishing. And I checked, and this was the second to last of Elvis's feature films. He would make Change of Habit, a drama in which he plays opposite Mary Tyler Moore later that year, and I think actually has a few more songs. But this is the nadir of the film career of his that I've seen. I honestly can't imagine it getting very much worse.